What's going on, traders? So in this video we're going to go over how I took 3 trades. We're going to be reviewing 3 trades that I took, one of them being a loser and the 2 others being a winner, and how I was able to make $3,000 in the Forex markets. I'm still in these trades right now, so we're going to close them out, but first we're going to review them. We're also going to explain why I took these trades and the patterns I use to take these trades. These are my bread and butter strategies. I trade just around 4 patterns, and that's pretty much it. And there's a reason why we use these patterns in the private room, and there's a reason why they're so effective. So we're going to go over all that in this video. So if that sounds interesting to you, stick around. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button so this video can get picked up by the almighty algo. And yeah, enjoy. Alright, so here we are on CAD Swiss. I'm in this trade right now. This is on the 4-hour chart, and you'll notice I have these weird little alien triangles right here. And what these are, they basically measure out this specific pattern that was the reason why we took this trade. Now, usually on this channel, you'll see me talk a lot about price action. You'll see that I trade these zones a lot. But that's not really the only thing I trade. I actually focus heavily on these patterns primarily. And before you go and try to Google everything about these patterns, I will warn you that these patterns are grossly mistaught all over the internet. And I don't want to sound arrogant, but I will be the best source for these patterns. Trust me, you don't want to learn these things anywhere else. They have been manipulated by multi-level marketing companies and the sorts, basically to lure in new traders. All right. Now, these patterns are great, but they do take some time to learn, just like anything else in the world, right? And sorry about my squeaky chair there. So basically, let me run down what this pattern is, what it means. Now, obviously, I'm not going to give away everything because people pay for that service, right? I have a whole private mentoring group. But basically, what these patterns are they're derived from Fibonacci retracements and extensions. And in simple terms, it's basically just let's draw this out. They look like M's and W's. Now, you may have heard of these patterns. These patterns have they most commonly go by harmonic patterns, advanced patterns. Here we call them M and W patterns because they look like M's and W's, and I don't want to infringe on the copyright. But they're all pretty much the same stuff, although sometimes they're taught differently, right? So I may teach it a little bit differently than other people. So these M and W patterns in the markets are constantly repeating themselves, and they look something like this, and they come in different variations, but they're always going to look like an M or a W. For example, this pattern here, we call it an M3 pattern. Why an M3 pattern? Because it's the 3rd pattern on the list. So we call it the M3 pattern because it's shaped like an M, right? It can also come in the shape of a W, but that's not really relevant right now. But what happens in these patterns? You can see that this has multiple points: X, A, B, C, D. All right. So the D point is where we're looking to actually trade this. So one key point is that the M patterns, we look to buy the M patterns, we look to sell the W patterns. All right. So you can see I bought here 250,000 units, or 2.5 lots, and I am up about $2,678. So what these patterns are, they're basically just 5 points, right? They're made out of 5 points, and when you take Fibonacci retracements, okay, from these different points, again, now I can't go into everything, but when you take a bunch of Fibonacci retracements and extensions, what happens is that multiple Fibonacci numbers line up in one singular point, and that singular point is the D point. So I know this looks confusing. Again, I can't, this takes a while to explain. Sorry for the shaky camera. This takes a while to explain, so if you want to learn more, you can join the private group. It's pretty much the best trading education out there, in my biased opinion, but, according to my students as well, right? But enough with the sales pitches, right? So these patterns are pretty much, in my opinion, the best patterns you can trade in any sort of market. I think they're the only patterns that actually have any sort of solid ground, and they tend to work a lot. So we're going to go over the 3 trades that I took, and you're going to see different variations of these patterns in every trade. So we took 3 trades two of which are going to be winners, one of which is a loser, but that is actually because I didn't take profit in time. I was driving for 3 hours, and I was stupid enough to leave the trade going, and it was actually a big winner, turned into a loser, which is something you never want to see happen. But let's move on, right? So here we are on CAD Swiss, 4-hour chart. So you can see we had a really nice buy zone right in here. That's basically the basis for this entire trade. Now, we were looking to get long right around in here, which we did get that little pop up, but then ultimately we moved back down, and I never really touched that trade. But once we moved back down, what happened was we formed this M3 pattern. Okay, we formed this M3 pattern, and the D point lined up, right? The D point where all of these Fibonacci numbers come together lined up with our buy point, our buy zone. And that is where we looked to trade this pattern. Now, again, don't go and try to find, don't try to learn this stuff on the internet. I'm telling you right now, you're going to learn all of the wrong things. These patterns are very, very rule-based, and you will learn the wrong rules. I can almost guarantee it. So, just stick with me, stick with this channel, and you should be okay. So yeah, the D point lined up, as you can see, right in there. Make sure my mic is on. The D point lined up right in that buy zone. Sure enough, boom. We took that trade long, we bought, and now we are all the way up here, right? So this was a very nice trade, as you can see, very clear and concise. Pretty much no, we didn't even suffer any sort of drawdown, no losses. We pretty much just went straight to the moon. Now, I'm gonna close this trade right here in front of you guys. Even though this may keep on going, I feel like we are at a little bit of an extreme level. We could keep on going to over here, this little high up here, probably retest those highs. But for right now, I'm good. The market's about to close. I'm gonna close out the trade here. So let's just close that out right there for $2,666 and move on to the next trade, which is Swiss yen. So again, one common theme you'll notice is the patterns, right? So now this is a W pattern. The W patterns we look to short. And this was more of a price action based trade. I did not actually get short at the D point where we usually look to trade these patterns. I waited for a confirmation move down. And then on the pullback of the confirmation move down, right, we got that sharp move down. I waited for a pullback. That is where I got short. And sure enough, we get that new low that we're looking for. So again, same situation as the CAD Swiss trade. They're basically the same trades, which I usually advocate not to do, but I was a little bit confident in the setups, so I decided to take the trades anyways. But for the most part, you don't want to trade. For example, I traded CAD Swiss and Swiss yen, two Swiss pairs. You don't usually want to do that. But either way, moving on. Same situation. This is probably going to go lower. This is probably going to go way down into here. I do believe I gave this out on my last YouTube video on the top 3 Forex trades for the week. So if you're not watching those videos, make sure to be watching those videos because I'm giving out free signals, and we're seeing some great results. So same situation. We could probably see lower, but I'm probably just going to take it off for now. This was going to be a trade that I was actually going to look to break even on, but thankfully I wasn't really watching it, so I got lucky on this trade, and it just kind of spiked in my direction. So that is plus $1,400. We're going to close that out right there, and there you go. And now the last trade we're going to look at is pound CAD, which unfortunately is going to be a big old loser. And again, so you can see again, common theme, pattern. Okay, we have the pattern, we have overall following the basic price action. Again, I'm not going to give away everything. We have a price action mastery course, best price action course I think out there. Anything you see on Baby Pips, you won't see in that stuff, right? I don't teach this stupid basic stuff that all these scammers teach. I don't repackage any free material. In fact, I tell you to go through the free stuff first on the internet before coming to me, because yeah, I don't think you should be paying for anything that's repackaged free stuff. It doesn't, that's anyways. So yeah, we're down almost $1,000 on this trade. I got long right in here, right at that D point. went through some drawdown. We got a nice reversal. I was literally targeting this area right here, which is just basic resistance. And unfortunately, when it reached that area, I wasn't looking at my phone. I decided, hey, you know what? I'm pretty confident this is probably going to hover around in this area. No way we're going to get a reversal all the way back down to my entry point. So, I started driving. Had a long trip, and sure enough, this happened. I wasn't even looking at the charts. I should have been looking at the charts, but I wasn't. So this is going to be an $1,000 loss, which puts our total profit for today being just under $3,000. Yeah, this one sucks. I was up about $2,000, so this would have been a $5,000 day. But because of stupid mistakes, yeah, it's going to be, $3,000. Can't really complain, right? So it doesn't really matter for me. I'm going to close that out because this can very easily go lower. So if you're in a trade, and if you're in a trade you don't want to be or you're not supposed to be in, cut it right away. That way, you cut your losses there. You don't have to worry about the stress if it keeps going lower, right? Because you're not supposed to be in that trade in the first place. So traders, that's going to wrap up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to subscribe to keep up with all of my latest videos, that would be great. Also hit the like button and hit the bell notification so you can get notified every single time I post, so you can get the inside scoop, get those signals, get those, get the tips as soon as it comes out, right? So I'll see you guys in the next one. If you want to join the free Discord, that's going to be right in the link in the description down below, and I'll see you next time.